I was a teen at the height of the early to mid 1980s punk new wave scene. I was big into all the music of the time and had the hair to go with it. I had short, spiky hair and dyed it every color you can imagine, including burgundy. At one point I had raccoon stripes in my hair at the back. And I even shaved the back of my head at one point and bleached it blonde and had X as a nose on the back. So I was heavily into the punk new wave scene at that time. I was really shy in public school, but that all changed when I got into high school. Absolutely loved my high school, loved my friends, and just loved high school life in general. It was a great time in my life. Yes, it was fun being a teenager, especially living in Toronto at the time. I absolutely loved it. I lived for going to concerts. I went to so many 80s concerts at Massey Hall, Maple Leaf Gardens, Concert Hall, which I think is called something else now. My best friend and I spent so much time downtown on Yonge Street shopping at various stores like Cheapies for vinyl records, Le Chateau for clothing. It was just endless shopping and concerts. That's really what I remember about my teenage years. My first date, I guess that turned out to be with my first boyfriend. He was a year younger than me, and he was a little bit of what I would call a rebel. He was into the new wave scene like I was. He was always dressed in black. He wore eyeliner, and basically in terms of our first date, I think we just ended up hanging out at my house. We were only 15 and 16 years old at the time, so it wasn't terribly exciting. My first kiss happened with my first boyfriend, and it happened after I was finished work one day. He met me at work with some friends, and he ended up giving me my first kiss. Annie was my best friend in high school, and in fact is still one of my BFFs to this day, even though she lives across the pond in Britain. Annie and I could be found hanging out together pretty much constantly. If we weren't in class, we were together hanging out. Annie was the kind of friend that I could tell anything to, I could talk to about anything, and she was just an awesome friend, and she made high school so much more fun just being with Annie. As a teenager, I usually hung out with my friends, either in our bedrooms listening to 80s music, or hanging out downtown at the record store at Cheapies, or going to one of many concerts that we went to, like Duran Duran, Culture Club, Billy Idol, Depeche Mode. I could go on and on. I think I went to just about every concert in the 80s. Me get in trouble? Of course not. Yes, actually I did. I often got in trouble, mostly because I wasn't good at curfew. My parents had to track me down a few times over the years. And then there was the all-night dance club that I used to go to with my friends on weekends when I was probably only about 16, and it was in downtown Toronto. It was a non-alcoholic club, but it was an all-night dance club. So my friends and I would go on the weekend, maybe on a Saturday night, and literally stay up all night dancing. Well, my parents thought I was at home at my friend Annie's house having a sleepover. My first job was scooping ice cream at an ice cream store. I guess that's not 100% true. I guess my first real job would have been, other than babysitting, was working as a telemarketer for a carpet cleaning company. And let me tell you, that job lasted one day. I couldn't stand it. My first car was a 1970s Ford Maverick. It was bright orange, and it was given to me by my wonderful aunt, who no longer wanted the car. She was looking to buy a new car, so because I didn't have one, she gave it to me. And I absolutely loved the car. I kept it for 2 years until I decided in my infinite wisdom that I would like a new car. So I ended up selling my 1970s Ford Maverick for a couple of $100s in order to buy a Dodge Shadow. Ugh! I loved high school. I loved everything about high school. I made many amazing friends in high school, and to this day I still look back with so many fond memories of that time of my life. I would have to say that my heroes are my family for many different reasons, but my family, my mom, my dad, my sister, my brother, were all there for me when I was growing up with a lot of health problems. They were my rock, and without every one of them, I wouldn't be here today. I love them all very much.